Hey guys, I'm back, and we are still working on the mini album Armoire. So I guess I should put my hands up. Hi guys. So I went ahead and I decorated it, and I'll just kind of give you guys a real quick rundown of how I, decorated. This is what it looks like. I'm pretty excited. So there is a picture frame that I've had for I don't even know how long. I don't know where it came from. I just found it. But I made sure. I don't know if you guys can see the angle. Maybe on the side there. I made sure to kind of angle it a little bit so the finger, I don't know if you guys can see the little latch back there, but that way I could just, or she I should say, can pop her finger back there and pull it open and put her own picture in there. And then, as long as she's not, yanking on it all crazy, it'll close back up. I have this way. Right here I have like a little stack of books and a little fleur-de-lis. And then one of the doilies that I made with a little thing of cookies and a cup of coffee or tea, to each his own. And then over here I have, this was actually part of a bracelet that I took apart and just put a piece down with a couple roses. Like I said, pearls. My neighbor actually gave me these when she came over and did her canvases last week. And then on the front piece here, I took cardboard, just a plain piece of cardboard, and I cut it up, and I think I did 1 inch by 5 inch, and I put 3 of them on there, and then I put these little, the Tim Holtz, no, I'm sorry, these are spare parts, and they're the little latch brads, so I just put those onto the paper, and then I glued the paper onto the cardboard. I also did a black mat before I put the patterned mat down. Oh, if I could speak. So I just did 3 little drawers, and then I have these little feet that I E6000 on because I'm really bad about my feet coming off when I use my hot glue gun. Stay up there. So I got these at Michael's. There was like a pack of, I think it was like 12 for 29 cents or something like that on clearance. So I picked a couple of those up. Didn't know what I was going to use them for, but they came in handy. So that's how it's looking so far. And then I have, again, another spare parts. It's one of the hitch fasteners, kind of like the Tim Holtz. And then it just pops open. Have this piece here. I have the magnet in there. And then, of course, this is what we worked on last week. So it just closes nice and pretty. I'm really, really excited at how this is turning out so far. So there's that. And because I'm such a dork, I've been sitting here watching tutorials on how to do bindings because I haven't done a mini album in so long that wasn't the Tim Holtz 2, what are those called? The binder rings, the ones that you pop open and then you snap them closed. I've been working on those for so long that I forgot how I like to do my binding. And I believe, I could be wrong, so correct me if I am, I believe her name is Laura Dennison, and I think she's following the paper trail. She does the stack the hinge binding, I think is what it's called. So basically you have your 3 pieces or however many pages you plan on putting to the book, and you just stack them on top of each other. So I kind of did a little bit of preparation. I will hide that. I don't want to get in trouble for showing anyone's name. So hide that. This is just, a cracker box that I had cut the pieces that I needed for my cover. And then for my pages, I'm actually using these, are they called manila envelopes? Letter, you know what these are, these things. I have a million of them. I bought them at Staples, I think it was, on sale, really good price. So now I have like 50,000 of them, and I gotta start using them. So I've already pre-cut my pages, but just so I can show you, because again, some of us may not know. I didn't know until I started watching. So I take my back end and I go, because I know I want my pages to be 5 inches. So I go to 5 1/4, and I just simply cut and then flip and go to the 5. And that way it opens up both sides that I need. I can toss that. And this way you can make your pages, because this is 6.5 by 9.5 or 9, I think it is. That way you're flexible to open your pages up to as far as you want. Sorry guys, let me get that out of there. Oh, my glare is so bad. Someday I'll get that fixed. I don't know how, but I will. So anyways, that opens this up on both sides. Whoop, like that. So that way one piece will attach to your hinge, and then the other piece is open for, you know, a pocket or a tag or whatever you would like to use it for. So, for my spine, I wanted my spine to be, because if you guys remember, the dimensions of this is the 4 inches by 5.5 inches by 7. Okay? And I wish I could tell you exactly what it was, but I lost my notebook because I'm good at that. I lost my notebook, so I'm not 100% sure if that's what the dimensions were. I'm like 95% sure, but not quite. So, I cut my largest piece at 3.5, and I scored it 1/2 inch on each side and folded them up. I went down 1 inch, so I went to 2.5, scored it 1/2 inch on each side, and then my smallest piece is 1.5, scored it 1/2 inch on each side, and then those will just stack right in there, and then these guys will go right on top. So I also took off 1/8 of an inch height-wise, so that way I'm not, you know, fighting and struggling to get these guys on. It's already 1/8 of an inch shorter, so this guy is just going to pop. Oh, I didn't cut him right, did I? Of course this would happen right when I get on camera. Just kidding. I didn't cut him right. I do not think. I think I cut him too long. Did I? Oh, no, I didn't. Maybe. See, I should have tested this before I turned the camera on. What kind of video would that be if I was completely prepared? Okay, so that's how it's basically going to, you know, flop on. But first, I'm going to take my scissors, and I'm just going to cut at an angle up to my score line. I don't know if you guys can see. Maybe. So see how this side's completely straight? Just kind of, I think the term is miter your corners, so that way you're not struggling like I just was to put my pages on. And I've decided that I want 6 pages, and because I'm such a embellisher, because I get kind of crazy with embellishments, I want to make sure that I have enough room for, you know, flowers, tags, extra stickers, whatever I may put in there. So I give myself 1/2 inch. I know it sounds like a lot, but to me it's really not. Sometimes when I make my books, I think 1/2 inch isn't enough, because I'm really good at chunky albums. So I hope you guys are all having a crafty week. And what have I been up to? Not much, really. We went to Jason's dad's tonight for dinner, which was really nice because we haven't seen them in a little bit. Jason's grandfather got moved to a physical therapy rehab, so that's good news. He's no longer in the hospital. Trying to think of all the updates. Gail, the gentleman who fell in the fire last Saturday, he's doing great. He's still in pain, but he was going back every 2 days so they could redress the wounds for him, because he is diabetic and they are concerned about, you know, infection setting in and it turning into gangrene and, you know, the whole nightmare. But he's doing really well. I think the biggest part, or the worst part, I should say, is the pot that's right here on the top of his hand, because a coal, I guess, actually like sunk into his hand. So that's like the worst spot. Not that any of the rest of it's any better, but the rest of it is healing nicely. He's got bright pink skin, which is new skin, so he's doing good, which makes us all very happy because it's so scary. Oh, see? That just popped on nice and easy. Okay. Just got to keep double checking. So for this guy, I think I want to use glue. And I have Scotch quick dry glue. Because I've used like my ATG before because I didn't know any better. And my book completely like fell apart on me and I was really upset. I've used score tape, which score tape is pretty good. My biggest problem is that I never lay it down right the first time. So I end up having to peel it up and then I have to re-stick the score tape on and, you know. So the easiest way that I have found to do this, and I'm going to zoom you in because we all have, you know, tips and tricks on how we do things. Whoops, wrong way. Sorry. I'm hoping I'm not making anyone dizzy. Okay. That seems really fuzzy. Okay, we'll try right there. So hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. So I just put glue all over the back, not anywhere near the score marks because you don't want to interfere with those folding. I lay this piece flat because this piece is the size of the inner piece right here. I don't know if that makes sense. So when you do your score marks here, this right here is your 2.5. So I line this piece up with the side here and line it up at the top and bottom and then just push down. And that seems, for me, again, this is only for me, that seems to help me line my stuff up straight. Because that's like a pet peeve when I don't get them straight. Because I'm always worried that someone's going to really stare at it hard enough to notice that I screwed up. Okay, and then same thing with this. I pull it back out and try to flatten it out just a little bit. You guys kind of see what I'm doing? I line the outer edge here, the inner edge, top and bottom, and just lay it flat. And then that, like I said, that for me, because like I said, these edges will meet with the score lines on your next section. So that for me helps me to get it straight. So see? There we go. There are my hinges. I have to admit, I'm really, really nervous about tonight because I don't know how it's going to go. And it's been so long since I've done one of these. So be prepared. I might screw this up. Wouldn't be a complete shocker. So yeah, I think I've updated you guys on everything. Oh, let me back you out just a little bit. Good? I hope so. Okay. Let's see, what else is going on? Okay, see, now I gotta think. I gotta remember what I used to do. Okay, so here is where I would use my score tape. Because I trust my handy-dandy score tape to be strong enough, because I put it on both sides. Alright, it's coming back to me slowly but surely. So, what are you guys all planning for the holiday? I was originally going to go to my buddy's house because I didn't know, you know, what the family plans were, and I just found out Monday. Monday? I have no idea. I'm pretty sure it was Monday that the family is doing Thanksgiving, and so I want to make sure that we're there. You know, if Grandpa Paul goes, we want to, because I don't know if the facility will let him go. I hope they do. I really hope they do, because that would be kind of sad if he wasn't there on Thanksgiving, because he was, you know, in a rehab facility. Because last time he was there, they would like, okay, he's allowed to go over there, but he's only allowed over there for, you know, X amount of hours, and then he has to come back. So it was kind of a bummer that we would only get to see him for, like, you know, I mean, we were grateful. 2 hours is 2 hours, which is better than nothing, but they would make sure that, you know, because he has a curfew and all that fun stuff. So I hope Thanksgiving is a freebie day where they just kind of, yeah, go spend time with your family. And so, like I said, about 2 weeks ago, my friend Tina invited my family over. My husband is working, so it's going to be me and the kids. But like I was saying, Tina invited us over, and I told her we would go because I didn't know what the plans were. And, you know, when we found out everything that was going on with Grandpa, I called Tina up, and I was like, look, I'm really sorry. But I kind of sort of got to cancel because, you know, if this is the last one we have with Grandpa, I want to have it with him. You know, not to be mean or anything because, I mean, you know, heaven forbid anything can happen. But I want my kids to have as much time with their great-grandfather as they can get because, I mean, he's one of the major reasons why we moved out here. You know what I mean? To be able to spend time with him and keep him company and all that good stuff. So, and if you guys could see my desk right now, whew, I'm sure I'd get an earful. I have been working on, I don't even know what, like, oh my goodness, my desk, I'm so frazzled. My desk is such a hot mess. I did 22 Christmas cards for my husband's work, and Amy from Mayme Made It did these awesome little, they're boxes with the card on top, and for the life of me, I cannot remember and I just looked it up on Facebook too, and now I can't remember her name. She has a very, not a very, like, unique, oh my goodness, I've never heard of that name before. She has a very pretty, unique name, and I cannot, Elisa? I'm totally fibbing. I'm not even going to try to remember because I can't remember her name. But I guess she sent a link to Amy from Mayme Made It for these cute little boxes that are cards. So I think I'm going to try to make those for my kids' class. I don't know. Amy's quick, though. She did it in, like, I want to say it was like 20 minutes. 20 minutes? 30 minutes, maybe? So, but I have a ton of Christmas paper that I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. And so, and it's really cute. I don't know if you guys have checked it out, but it's a little box. And the top piece flips up, so there's your card, and it's attached to the box. And then there's a little drawer that pulls out, and you can put little goodies in there. So, I think it'd be really, and it's so cute because you can use it for anything. You know what I mean? Okay, and I think for these guys, I need to, so I'm going to have to stand up here for a second and grab my black soot. Is that it? Yeah. And I'm going to go through, and you hang out for a second. I'm just going to go around these. I'm going to cover them up, but just in case, because for some reason, I have OCD about certain things, and other things I'm like, it doesn't bother me. This is one of the things that bothers me. When I can see, like this right here, I know is going to irritate me, but there's, I mean, if you guys have tips and tricks, let me know, because I have no idea what to do with that. It bugs me when I, you know, open the pocket and all I see is yellow. But this is just in case, because I'm really bad at measuring, as you guys could tell. Just in case I mismeasure, you know, my piece of paper that's going to go on here. I usually do, like with this one, I'm probably going to do black. So I'll do a black paper in the background as a mat, just to sturdy these up, because they are kind of flimsy. And then I'll put whatever pattern paper on them, if that makes sense. So let's see, what else is going on? I don't know. See, I have those times where I just don't stop talking, and then other times I'm like, huh, what do I say? What do I say? Okay. Question, you guys ready? So, Miss Norma, who is Alyssa's grandmother, the one who's requested this album, wants like a Victorian themed mini album, which is the reason why we did the dresser with the tea and the cookies and the, I don't really know if that's Victorian though. What exactly is the Victorian style? I mean, like, I'm not good at that sort of stuff. I've never been a you know, what's in fashion type. I've never been a fashion guru, I should say. So I don't really know, like I get steampunk is gears and metal and, but that's not all steampunk is, you know what I mean? There's more to it, I just don't know what it is. Does that make sense? Like vintage. To me, vintage means old. But what's classified as vintage? Like how many years old does it need to be in order to be classified as vintage? Does that make sense? Because I don't know. And these are the things that I want to learn so I can improve as, you know, as a crafter. Because I don't want to sit there and, oh yeah, that's vintage. And then them look at me and go, yeah, it was 2 years old. And I'm going, oh, yeah, I was just trying to see if you knew. You know, I'm not one of those. If I don't know, I don't know. So that's what I want to learn. So I don't know what, like I went over some papers that I have with her that in my mind would be kind of like Victorian. You know, with the, I don't know how to put it. I don't want to be like mean about it. I don't know how else to describe it. Like the paper that I look at, it reminds me of like an old-fashioned, like wallpaper. Like I don't know if you guys can see the pattern on this really well. Like, I mean, I don't think of that as wallpaper, but to me that is Victorian with the light script in the background and the floral print. I have, what paper pad was I using? Maybe that will help. You guys can tell me yes or no to use it or what you would recommend to use. What did I do with my paper pad? Oh, this isn't good. This is not good. I know it's by Paper Studio. Oh, so I lost my paper pad. I lost my notebook. Can you guys figure out how big of a mess my room is in right now? I don't know where anything is. This is not good. Not good, people. Okay, I know it started with a K. I couldn't even pronounce it to save my life. The caper, copper. Oh, bummer. I don't know what to do with it. It's okay, I'll find it as soon as I turn the video off. I'm going to look for that, because obviously I'm going to need it. Apparently I'm not decorating papers today. Not that I really thought I was going to be, because we all know I'm kind of a slow crafter. But you know, it's okay. Can you guys believe it's Thanksgiving already? Like, where did the time go? I have no idea what happened to this year, other than the fact that we moved, because that was pretty drastic. And I got married. So. And, like, I love watching everybody else's videos because I see people who are, like, really big on the holidays, and they've got their houses all decorated, and you can hear, like, the excitement. I have to be completely honest. I have never been one for the holidays. In my household, the holidays meant something bad was going to happen. I try to get really amped up and really excited about it for my kids because I'm excited for them. Does that make sense? I'm excited for them to spend time with family and make good memories because I didn't have that as a kid. Just to put it, you know, plainly, if it was a holiday, the cops were called. It could be Columbus Day, for crying out loud. And the cops were at my house because my parents were fighting over something. So holidays have never really been big for me. I never really get, like, amped up and excited for myself. I get amped up and excited for everyone else. I love to watch what everybody else does. Like, my neighbors are starting to decorate their houses. And my husband works Thanksgiving. And it's a tradition in our family to, you know, put the tree up Thanksgiving night. But since he won't be here, he went ahead and put it up tonight because he gets really excited about doing that with the kids. But yeah, for me, I'm just like, okay. You know what I mean? I don't know if anybody else feels that way, so I kind of feel bad about saying that, but for me, it's true. Holidays were never exciting for me. So, what do you guys do? You know, what do you guys do for the holidays? This is the first year, since I don't even know when, to be honest. I want to say like 2005 in my last marriage, that I even had, you know, a Thanksgiving with family. Because oh no, that's not true. That's not true. I'm lying. What year are we in? Did we do Thanksgiving with his family last year? I think we did. I think we did Thanksgiving with Jason's side of the family last year. My side of the family, we haven't celebrated anything since I was like 10. It was my grandparents' job to bring the entire family together, and when they moved to Missouri, the rest of my family just kind of quit. So, yeah, it's been a long time since my family's been together. A long time. My dad doesn't do holidays with me or my family, my children, because this might sound really weird, but it's true. His wife doesn't like me. It's just that simple. So he and his wife go out every year doing whatever it is that they do, instead of spending the holidays with us, which is, you know, it's kind of sad, but to each his own. That's what he chooses. That's what he does. That's what it is. Okay, and this is like the worst part for me. I, for the life of me, cannot make this straight. Except when it goes up, it's straight. I don't get that. What did I do? Did I do something? Huh, interesting. It doesn't look straight there. Can you see how it looks kind of... Oh, where am I? Where am I? Oh, this way? This way. See how it's not straight? But when I pick it up, they're even. Interesting. I've never had that happen before. Usually when it goes on crooked, it's crooked. That's all there is to it. So I'm just attaching my pages because I guess I should probably tell you guys what I'm doing, huh? That might be nice of me. And I always put, I don't know if you guys can see how the line here from the envelope and the line here from the envelope, maybe, kind of, sort of, right here? I always put these down towards the bottom to kind of reinforce the envelope itself. How many of you guys have allergies this time of year with the weather change and the everything else? Oh my goodness. I am ready to help my nose fall off because I am done with it running. My children's noses are all stuffy and nothing seems to help. We've tried Claritin, Zyrtec, Allegra I think is the other one. Nothing seems to work. So if by this time next week you guys hear me and I sound like a dude, I mean, not that I don't already, but I sound even more like a dude, don't freak out. It's still me, I promise. Because my voice gets pretty deep, especially when I'm sick. And the thing is that I'm not even sick, it's just my allergies, you know what I mean? Drives me crazy. Oh, I'm not doing too bad with time. Darn it. Of course I would be. Because now I don't know where my paper pad's at. My room is such a hot mess. I really got to get it cleaned up. I keep telling myself that. And then I'm like, oh, look, another project. Yay. I just keep going. Just keep on trucking along. I really need to find... I told Scarlett that until she's old enough to buy her own supplies, she has to work for me to earn them. And she was all excited about it. And then I told her she had to clean my room, and then she walked away. Apparently I'm not winning that battle. I tried, A for effort, right? She just kind of looked at me like, really? I don't ask you to clean my room, even though I do, but you know, I'm her mom, so I guess fair's fair. Okay, these guys are sticking up a little bit higher than I thought they would be. Wouldn't be in my channel if there wasn't a mistake. Sorry, I'm looking at it from this angle, and it seems to be out a little more. Does that make sense? Like I cut them wrong, maybe? Or I didn't push them down all the way. Yeah, not too bad, I don't think. Okay, so there's that. Wait, where am I going? There we go. See it all in there? Isn't that neat? So this was the first way I learned how to do it. This is just kind of the way I've stuck with it. Because for me, it's not easy, but it's easiest for me. Does that make sense? Because I've tried, what was the other one that I did? It's been so long, I can't even remember. It wasn't this one. Oh, you know the one where you do the accordion thing? And you score every, you know, you'll do half and half and then 3/8 and then half and half and 3/8 and then you fold it. I always fold it up wrong. I can't tell you how many videos that I watched. I watched it in slow motion. I have watched a million different tutorials, and I, for some reason, always tape it on the wrong side. Always. I can't ever get the tape right. The folding's fine. The tape is always wrong. I always get it in the wrong. I don't know. Remember, I'm special. Not that I've ever admitted that out loud, but I'm special. Okay, so this part is done. So we're going to try and work on this. Now this is 2 pieces of the 8. I forgot already. 8.5 by 11. And I use the Recollections cardstock from Michaels. I usually try to stock up when they have them on sale, you know, 5 for 10 or whatever it is. I usually buy 3 black, 1 craft, and 1 white. That's usually what I go for, because I don't know what it is, but like, I know that white goes with everything, but to me, black looks better. Does that make sense? It's probably because I'm a messy crafter, and because when I use white paper, it just gets filthy by the time I'm done with it. So I know that one of these is not long enough, because you can't, can you see it? See where my line is right here? This right here is the 1 8.5. So what I did is I put ATG on this side, on the edge, put ATG on the edge of this side, and I just kind of overlapped them. That way, I have enough space to put all these pieces down. Do I remember what I'm doing? No. Oh, it's been far too long since I've played with one of these. I miss doing them. My son is actually doing a, try to make sure I don't show you guys, because I don't know how strict YouTube is about, you know, names and stuff like that. I haven't had a problem yet, knock on wood, so just want to make sure I'm doing everything right. I don't want to get in trouble with anybody or, you know, things like that. So, my son, like I was saying, his school is doing a Christmas raffle, and so he wants me to make something for the Christmas raffle. It has to be, you know, Christmassy, of course. So he's like, can you make something for my raffle so I can bring something to school? Oh, I suppose. So I'm thinking of just doing like a little quick mini album or something. Oh, sorry guys, I'm so sorry for the sniffles. Hate when this happens. Because I get all nasally and my voice sounds weird and then my head starts hurting and ugh. Okay, and because I'm so not good at measuring, I'm going to not use this little guy. I was so just kidding. Works great for like little stuff. Even the spine was good. Okay, before I stab myself and have to go in for a tetanus shot, let's just stick that guy in there. And then I will grab my larger bottle because it's there and it's available, and why not? I use my ruler for as everything I can use it for. Let's put it that way. If I can use it, I will. Although, even when I use my ruler, I get it wrong. I don't know. It drives my mom crazy because I'm pretty sure you guys remember me stating my mom is a seamstress. So it drives her crazy that I screw everything up. Did you learn nothing from me? I'm like, nope, you didn't teach me. I feel like it's moving. Yep, sure did. I did not hold that in there. Just kidding. So, again, I don't remember who I was watching. Sorry if my head gets in the way. Which, I don't know if my head gets in the way or if just my shadow gets in the way. Somebody had said that the Tim Holtz ruler... This is not going on straight at all. I'm getting really... Eek. The Tim Holtz ruler is 1/8 of an inch thick. So I use that, and 9 times out of 10, that works for me. Where I can lay it, that really isn't that big of a deal, just in case that happens to one of you. Just clean it up. I always put too much glue on. But then when I think I have enough on, I don't have enough on, and then something falls apart. So there's no happy medium for me. Still learning. Anywho, I don't remember who or what video I was watching, but they had mentioned that the width of the Tim Holtz ruler, which is this guy right here, is 1/8 of an inch. So I use that, and I just shove it in there in between, and I try to use one of my lines. So I'll use like the 2-inch, and I'll line it up with the tip of my spine, and that way when I'm looking at it this way, I know my 2 inches where my bottom needs to line up, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Of course, when I listen to myself half the time, it doesn't make sense, so. Anywho, again, what are you guys doing this week for Thanksgiving and stuff? Do you guys do the big elaborate dinners, or is there anyone else out there like me who's kind of, it's the holidays, it is what it is? Like I said, I celebrate for my kids. And my husband's a big, big fan of the holiday. He loves holidays, except for Christmas. He's not big on Christmas. Only because, okay, see, now this side's bigger than the other side. I don't know what I did. It'll work. No worries. Anywho, my husband has worked every Christmas since he's basically worked for the company. I think he had his first year off, and then that was it. After that, it's been every Christmas he's worked. So he's never spent a Christmas with his kids. We have our fingers crossed that this will be the first year. Hoping. That would be completely amazing. His poor kids would be completely confused why Daddy isn't going to work. So I'm just going to score. Oh, I don't really like that one. Am I just not using this one right? Every time I use this one, I rip my paper. And it doesn't matter if I use it here. It doesn't matter if I try not to use the tip because I think the tip is too pointy. It's like a knife. I've tried using back here. I don't know what I'm doing. I just ripped the crud out of my paper. So, this one here has a smoother tip, which is from the Martha Stewart board. Just try to go here. And all I'm doing is trying to make score lines so it's easier to bend my paper, which will make it a lot easier later in life when you go to fold this thing up. And like I said, I could be completely doing this wrong. I probably am. It's been so long since I've done it. And I didn't watch, I should have. I didn't watch like videos all the way through. I just kind of, oh yeah, I remember doing that, and then went for it, so. Okay, and then I'm going to trim off some of this. Well, let's kind of try to cut it straight here, just a wee bit. Possibly. Okay. I have no idea how much I'm cutting off. I'm not even measuring. I I know I don't want that much on there because I don't want to have to fight with it all. Because that's me. I don't like having to fight for my paper. And then I'm going to take this guy and too much. This is the part where I'm not so good. I don't know, what am I looking for? Craft knife. And then I need my little black pad thingy that I have. Because I don't want to cut on this, because that would be bad. And I don't really want to cut my desk, because that would be bad. I'm going to bring this guy in. I'm really going to hope it's not too big of a glare, and if it is, I'll try to get it out of there quick. Oh, I had a feeling that was going to happen. I'm sorry. Maybe if I stick my head in the way? I will try to be quick. Okay, put that. And I love and hate the Tim Holtz ruler. I don't know if anybody else, I don't know what I did, but I really upset my ruler because my metal thing that I'm cutting up against right now has popped off. And I got lucky. I was able to super glue it back in. I know, crazy, right? But it worked. I super glued it back in. Let me get this out of here so you can see again. Not that my other craft mat underneath isn't blinding you guys, but anywho. The metal piece at the top popped off. I super glued that back in. Popped off again. I used hot glue, believe it or not, and just like used my finger and mashed it on in there. And knock on wood, it hasn't popped off yet. The first one I had, the numbers rubbed off. And then, again, I think it was Amy from May Made It was asking for tips on how to not lose the numbers in the back. And someone suggested tape. And I went, oh, duh, genius. So I put tape on the back of mine. So now the numbers haven't rubbed off. I've heard tape. I've heard clear nail polish. I just went with tape and went with that, and it's been good so far. So the only thing is that this thing popped off. The last one I chipped a corner off. I don't know what I did. I swear I'm not that brutal with my tools. At least I don't think I am. I could be. Very well could be. And then this part. This is the part that I remember Kathy Orta. Make sure you burnish, ladies. Make sure you burnish, because that's important. Now, I remember when I first started crafting, I would just be like, and then, you know, my paper would rip, and then I'd cry, because I was so close to being done. And I totally just ripped my paper. And I would get so upset. I'm like, oh, man. I was so close. What did I do? Hold that back down, give that time to think about where it's going to go. Oh, I scare myself. So I'm just trying to work the paper. Let it know who's boss. Tell it where I want it to go. As long as it doesn't cut me, we're friends. As soon as it starts cutting me, not so much. I feel really bad. I feel really quiet tonight, guys. I'm sorry. It's been kind of an off week for me, I think. I think I have a lot on my mind. I just don't know what it is, if that makes sense. Have any of you, I mean, I'm sure you guys have done that. Like, my husband keeps asking, what's wrong? What's wrong? And I'm like, I don't know. Just feel off, I think. I know a lot of it has to do with my depression, which I'm pretty sure I've mentioned before. And it's so crazy to me how people are terrified to talk about depression. And yet, most of us are diagnosed with it at some point or another in our lives. I'm not saying all, not everybody has been. My husband's never been. I pray my children never are. But I mean, it happens, It's not, I don't think it's anything to be ashamed of, and I could be completely wrong, but I don't think it's anything to be ashamed of. Like, my sister-in-law, I love her to pieces, but she is so, she's not embarrassed about it, but she has a real hard time talking about it. And I don't know. Maybe it's because I've never been afraid to talk about it before. I mean, it's not something you bring up on hey, yeah, by the way, you know what I mean? But just to talk about it, I think helps a lot. At least it does for me. But I think I've just been kind of down this last week. And unfortunately, I'm sure a lot of you will understand what I'm talking about when I say I don't know why. I mean, nothing, we had a rough, couple of, not even a couple of weeks. It was just like that one weekend was a really bad weekend. Gail fell on the fire. We found out Grandpa was in the hospital. But even before then, I've just been kind of off, I think is the nicest way to put it. So I've been really quiet this week. I think I've just been observing, life in general. Because I see a lot of people doing hey, what are you thankful for? And things like that. And I have tons in my life to be thankful for. I hope nobody takes that the wrong way, because I do. I have tons in my life to be thankful for. But I think that, especially right now, it's hard because so much has happened in my life. Not that I forget to be thankful, because that's not the case. I'm thankful every day. I wake up, I have children, I have family, I have, so many blessings in my life. But I still feel off. And it's nobody else. It's me. I'm the one who's off. And I'm well aware of it. I just don't know what it is, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense to somebody else but me. Because if not, I'm in my own world of loony. And that's okay. Plus, it doesn't help when I'm trying to do something I haven't done in a really long time. I really, really have to concentrate. Because the whole thing will... even if I am concentrating, the whole thing has a chance of falling apart. But... okay, now with this, I always forget to tuck in my corners. And I almost forgot again, until for some reason, I reminded myself. Tuck in your corners. Because for the longest time, and I still can't get it 100%, but it's a lot better than it used to be. I used to have those little pokey things on the side. Wow, you guys can't even see what I'm doing. Sorry, guys. I used to have the little pokey things that would poke out on the sides because I wasn't pushing my corners in. And I really got to start writing this stuff down. At the time I wasn't watching, I wasn't doing YouTube videos. So I didn't know that I would need this information. But, again, forgot who I was watching. She had mentioned tucking in your corners. And I'm like, I don't get it. Now I get it, because this is the first time I've done it. It actually made my corner look decent. Not 100%, because I'm pretty sure I'm not tucking it in right. But at least I don't have little pokey things out on the side. Already an improvement. Okay. So I'm just going to... I don't want to dig into this because I know me, I'll rip the paper right out of there. And you know, another tip that I got, and it's funny because I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Somebody was doing like a tutorial on how not to rip your cardstock when you're making a mini album. And that was one of my biggest things that I would get frustrated with, is that this right here, where my spine was, would crack. And I'm like, I don't get it. What am I doing wrong? And I watched this lady with tips and tricks. And again, I'm so sorry. If I find the videos, I will try to link them down below. But she puts out a tip and goes, you know what the biggest problem is? Is most of us forget that this is only supposed to go to a 90-degree angle. We will take the, the cover and just go and wrap it all the way over. But it's never going to go that far. And I'm going, oh yeah, that's true, huh? I didn't think about that. Awesome. So this bad boy is going to line up in here. Oh, I guess I should give you my dimensions for these, huh? Sorry. So this is at 6.5. So I made my spine at 6 and 5/8 tall. And then the spine is 3 inches wide. And my front cover is 5 1/8. So I put 1/8 of an inch border around the outer edge of the book. Does that make sense? I hope that does. Because if I do much more than that, I can never get it even, and then I want to cry. Okay, first, let me take a piece of paper, stick it here, because if I don't, it's going to drive me nuts. And then something else that I do, why, I don't know. I'm telling you guys, OCD, when you don't want it to happen. I take a distress marker, and I color in the grooves of my chipboard, so that way you can't see the inside pieces right here of the chipboard. Why does that freak me out so bad? I have not a clue. I don't know if anybody else does that. I hope so I'm not completely alone. But if I am, it's fine. I'm going to take this and that. Put that over that. And then this will go here. I always forget to do that too. I forget the importance of covering up my spine. Because, well, people will see that. Alright. And then this bad boy. Sorry. Okay, I'm going for it. Should I? I don't know. But I'm gonna. Come on. There we go. And it's really hard for me to use my little bottle and then jump to this guy, because with my little bottle I put, a ton of pressure on. Not a ton, but, more pressure. And then when I go to use the big one, I'm like, oh, too much. Darn it. Alright, I have to stand up for this, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm going to be blocking most of it. I know it. But I want to make sure. No. Too far. Okay, good with the sides. Check out top and bottom. Okay, I'm okay with that, I think. Too late. I'm patching it down. Well, I thought I was doing good on time. But like I said, slow crafter. 54 minutes, guys, just for this. But here's the cool thing. My mini album is almost done. We'll get to decorating soon. And the best part, this, oh please, will fit, bam, right in there. Can you guys see it? Yay! With room to spare, so the door's not, because I made one, not like this, but I made something similar where I made a box and the door kept going like this because the mini album was too big. So this one's going to fit. I'm so excited. I can't do too much with the spine. Actually, I don't think I can do anything with the spine at all except for maybe, you know, a pattern paper. Because if I have tabs, that's going to take up all my space. Because, yeah, I have, I don't know if you guys can see it. That's how much space I have. Can you see that? Kind of, sort of. Maybe. So, yeah. That's all the space. I've got about 1/4 of an inch. Yep, 1/4 of an inch to make a tab, and that's it. I have no more room. I'm out. So, but I gave myself plenty of room to decorate the front. Where am I? Oop, right there. See? So I'll have room to decorate the front nice and pretty. It'll fit. Oh, I'm so excited. I hope she likes it. Alrighty, I think I'm going to call it a night for right now. I have to find my papers, obviously, before I can keep decorating. So, and I don't want to decorate it without you guys telling me if it's the right type of paper to use. So maybe next week I can find the paper. Start a canvas or something, because I still have to get going on canvases. We're going to be kind of flip-flopping around, because that's just, honestly, that's what I do. I don't ever stay on one project. I do 50 million projects at one time, because I think I have a short attention span. So, yeah, that's what I do. So you guys are just going to have to bear with me. And, you know, I have to admit, it's been a lot of fun, again, since I haven't been so stressed out with the Linda thing. Not that I'm not, I mean, because I'm still stressing out about it, because I sent her the box on the 7th, I think, and I haven't heard from her since. So, I don't know if she's in the hospital. I don't know if she didn't like the albums. I have no idea what's going on. I don't know if it arrived safely. I haven't heard from her. So, fingers crossed that, you know, all is well with her and her family, and that I'll get an email soon saying, hey, it's here, it arrived, sorry, blah, 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 what's happening, but it's here, and I like them. But this is how I started crafting. I bounced all over the place, from trying to make a horrible-looking mini album to trying to make goodness knows what type of cards, because they were horrible. I can honestly say that I've seen improvement, you know, from this time last year to now, because I've gained a lot, not a lot more knowledge, but I've gained more knowledge of things that I like, things that I enjoy. I don't think I really have a style yet. I don't know if I ever will, because I love everything. I want to try everything, you know what I mean? So, yeah. I hope you guys don't mind, but I'm as random as I speak. I'm the same way when I craft. Does that make sense at all? A little bit, maybe. I never stick to one project. I can't. I've been working on my husband's cards since last Saturday, and I did 2, and then I got bored, and I moved on to this, and then I got bored, and then I was looking at canvases, and I got bored with that, and then I worked on my wedding canvas, and I got bored with that, and then I jumped back on the cards. I mean, I'm all over the place. So, anywho, I hope you guys have a very fun and crafty week, and have a very, very safe and fun holiday Thanksgiving for those of you who celebrate. Yeah, I think that's it. Yep. Alrighty. I will see you guys next week. I would say if sooner, but I can tell you right now it's probably going to be a lie with the holidays coming up. So, again, have a safe and happy holiday. I hope you guys have a ton of family time and enjoy just hanging out. I'll see you guys next week. Thanks. Bye.